eating processed red meat could increase the risk of dementia by 20%. I've just been looking at the findings and wanted to give you my own thoughts about the research. And it's not surprising to me at all. They also did a bit of a comparison to things like nuts and beans and tofu as being much better for you. Surprise, surprise. They're not the only good things that are going to be for you. Just to give you a little bit of information about this study, saying that processed red meat could be a significant risk factor for dementia. And the study was carried out with a lot of people, 130,000 people in America, looking at nurses and other health professionals. They should know better, of course, over a really long period of time. This thing's up to 43 years. They will have collated self-recorded questionnaires. We know they're not the best way to do the best trial and the best study, but it's a good way to get a bit of an idea of what people are reporting, and then looking over a period of time at health risks, health conditions that follow on. Now, what they found from this study is that those people who ate 2 servings of processed red meat every week, I'm sure people are eating far more than that, were 14% more likely to develop dementia compared to those who only consumed 3 servings a month. Well, 2 servings a week compared to 3 servings a month is a big difference. And they're looking at the processed red meat. And what I'm very pleased about in this study is they were very quick to point out that it's unprocessed red meat is not a problem. Hallelujah. They're not demonizing good old red meat in this study and saying all saturated fat is bad for you. That is so good that they're differentiating between your processed red meat, which is things like bacon, ham, sausages, burgers, salami, that type of thing. The processed red meats that you buy, not a burger that you might make at home, but the processed ones, they're ultra processed. This is the word we're hearing a lot about, ultra processed foods. And it's those foods, not your standard red meats like eating a steak or a piece of lamb, that are the culprits. And they did the comparison and asked people to look at their consumption of walnuts, other nuts, legumes, like chickpeas, lentils. They particularly picked up on the tofu. It's not so much that it's a plant-based protein like tofu. I think it's more the comparison of stripping out the processed foods, but you need to be eating good quantities of good fats that you find in things like nuts and seeds, and the fiber that we're going to get from all of those foods, and things like tofu as well. Tofu is not always my first choice for a plant-based protein source, but it's okay. And is it processed? There's an element of processing in that as well. So it was a large-scale study, 130,000 health professionals over a long period of time, done on self-recorded questionnaires, which is okay, but not the best way to measure this. But their outcome and their statement at the end of this is that by replacing 1 daily serving of processed red meat for a daily serving of nuts, beans, or tofu every single day may lower the risk of dementia by 20%. I don't think these should come as any surprise. We need to be looking at our overall intake of processed foods and ultra-processed foods. We need to be looking at our overall intake and upping it of vegetables, plant-based foods, good fats from nuts, seeds, and other sources as well. But I thought I'd just jump on because this is all over the media today, and I wanted to give you my take. And as I said, it's refreshing to me that they've differentiated the ultra-processed red meats from the non-processed red meats completely. I will be talking about this and far more at my upcoming retreat day. If you don't know about my retreat, then let me share it with you here, and I'll put the link in. If you're on my mailing list, you'll be seeing about this, but on the 16th of October, my next luxury retreat day in the Cotswolds will be all about how to lower your risk of cognitive decline, including things like dementia and Alzheimer's. It's going to be a 7-step review and process of all the things, lifestyle, nutrition approaches, to really help lower your risk, because we know that by addressing all these factors, there is a significantly much lower risk of developing Alzheimer's, dementia, and getting cognitive decline, helping to protect your memory. So that's going to be the complete focus of my next retreat. And the 31st of July just happens to be, as I find this research, but today is the final day for my really early bird price of £129 for the whole day, and you can secure your place with just £50. About 5 or 6 places have gone. There's only 16 places in total, so don't hang about if you want to take advantage of the early bird price, and to make sure you get that place, please do book on now. I'll put the link in below after I've done this live. Do drop comments. Let me know your thoughts about that study. If you've read about it today, did this come as a surprise? Not a surprise? Are you really conscious about how much processed foods you're incorporating into your daily diet that we really ought to be addressing now? No, never too late to start. So, and it's summer season and barbecues. And what are we putting on that barbie? Are we putting on barbecue, burgers and sausages, or are we going to put on some decent quality red meat or chicken, or harder to cook fish on a barbecue, I know, or just lovely kebabs with lots of peppers and onions and maybe some prawns? That would be my choice. Anyway, please drop comments. Let me know what you think about this, and let me know how you're managing your own intake of processed foods. Not easy. First step, though, is all about awareness, and hopefully this is helping to raise the awareness of why we need to be so careful of those types of foods. Thank you for watching, and I'll check in again soon. Have a great day and enjoy this gorgeous summery weather.